Hi friends, next topic is glycolysis. In glycolysis, glucose is converted to pyruvate, two molecules of pyruvate. So pyruvate is having 3 carbon. In anaerobic condition, pyruvate is further converted to two molecules of lactate, again having 3 carbon atom. This reaction occur in cytosol. So glycolysis occur in cytosol and the starting point is glucose having 6 carbon atom. Now, first step is glucose to glucose 6 phosphate. This is irreversible step. This is catalyzed by hexokinase or glucokinase. In this reaction, 1 ATP is used. You can say 1 ATP is used means one phosphate from ATP. ATP is having 3 phosphate. One phosphate from ATP is transferred to glucose with the help of hexokinase, and this glucose is converted to glucose 6 phosphate and ATP is converted to ADP. So the function of hexokinase is to transfer one phosphate from ATP to glucose, and any enzyme which transfer a group is classified as transferase. So hexokinase is a transferase. Glucokinase is a transferase. Now, a conceptual mnemonic, whenever you find kinase complete biochemistry, yes, you will say that kinase is a transferase. Kinase is transferase. All kinases are transferase and require, most of the kinases require magnesium as a cofactor. And whenever kinase is there in whole biochemistry, you will find either ATP used or produced. In this reaction, ATP is used. Now, if kinase produce ATP, not hexokinase, if kinase produce ATP, trust me, if you remember this concept, you will solve many questions. Okay, if any kinase produce ATP, you will say that this is substrate level phosphorylation. We will discuss later. For the time being, yes, kinase are transferase, require magnesium as cofactor, ATP used or produced. If kinase produce ATP, then it is called substrate level phosphorylation. Now the next step in glycolysis is glucose 6 phosphate to fructose 6 phosphate, and this is reversible reaction. This is reversible reaction. Okay, we all know glucose and fructose are functional isomer, so the enzyme would be isomerase. Now the next step is fructose 6 phosphate to fructose 1,6 bisphosphate, and the enzyme is phosphofructokinase. And I told you, whenever there is kinase, all kinases are transferase, require magnesium as cofactor, ATP used or produced. In this reaction, ATP is used, means ATP is converted to ADP. Okay, now this step is irreversible step. Till now in glycolysis we have two irreversible steps, catalyzed by hexokinase and phosphofructokinase, frequently asked question, and two ATPs are used. Yes, we started glycolysis to produce ATP, but we are utilizing. What is the reason? Actually, whenever we want to produce energy, every time we are to invest. Beta oxidation of fatty acid, at that time two ATPs are used in the activation of fatty acid. For the time being, we come to glycolysis. In glycolysis, till now we have used 2 ATP. That's why it is called preparatory phase of glycolysis, and two irreversible steps are there. Now, this step catalyzed by phosphofructokinase is called rate limiting step, also called committed step. Why it is called committed step? Means if glucose entered the glycolysis and reached at this point, now the only fate of glucose would be energy production. But if this reaction occur at this point, this glucose 6 phosphate can enter in HMP shunt, glycogen synthesis, so many pathways. But if this reaction occur, then it becomes Salman Khan. एक बार कमिटमेंट कर लिया तो मैं अपने आप की नहीं सुनता, मतलब एक बार ये रिएक्शन हो गई तो ग्लूकोज अपने आप की भी नहीं सुनेगा. It will produce only and only ATP. Glycolysis would occur. Okay. Now, next step is catalyzed by aldolase. Aldolase you can remember like this: 1K2. 1 is divided into 2, means glucose is converted to glyceraldehyde 3 phosphate and DHAP. Both are having 3 carbon. Yes, if you don't remember, it's okay. Just remember that these two compounds are formed. These are interconverted by isomerase. No need to remember. Simply remember, by this aldolase, you can say ultimately two molecules of glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate are formed, and this glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate is further converted to 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate by glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate dehydrogenase. Remember, anywhere you find the dehydrogenase enzyme means removal of hydrogen. Hydrogen acceptor would be NAD, FAD or NADP. If NAD accept hydrogen, it form NADH. If FAD accept hydrogen, FADH2, NADP, NADPH. And I have already told you NADPH is very important reducing equivalent. For the time being, yes, dehydrogenase most commonly produce NADH. So in this reaction, yes, it will produce and or convert NAD to NADH. Two molecules are there, so that's why 2 NAD are converted to 2 NADH. Clear? Now 1,3-bisphosphoglycerate is converted to 3-phosphoglycerate by phosphoglycerate kinase. Sorry for overlapping. Yes, phosphoglycerate kinase. All kinases are transferase. Kinase require magnesium as cofactor. Either ATP is used or produced. In this reaction, ATP is produced. Yes, ATP is produced. And I told you, if kinase produce ATP, that is called substrate level phosphorylation. The question is asked, in glycolysis, substrate level phosphorylation is catalyzed by which enzyme? Phosphoglycerate kinase. Okay, sometimes there would be a simple question. They will give only one kinase in the options, then there is no need to think. Yes, you will mark kinase. I told you, whenever there is kinase, that is substrate level phosphorylation, ATP is produced. If, okay, now 3-phosphoglycerate is converted to 2-phosphoglycerate. You can remember, understand like this. If suppose a 3-phosphoglycerate is having phosphate at carbon number 3, 2-phosphoglycerate is having phosphate at carbon number 2. So this enzyme phosphoglyceromutase transfer this phosphate group from C3 to C2. This transfer a group within a molecule. When this transfer a group within a molecule, mean the resulting compound would be isomer. That's why mutase is an isomerase. Frequently asked question. Yes, mutase is not transferase, is an isomerase. In few textbook, you will find that mutase is transferase. That is wrong. Mutase is isomerase. Okay. Now, 2-phosphoglycerate is converted to phosphoenol pyruvate by enzyme enolase, and this enolase is inhibited by fluoride. When we take blood sample for blood sugar estimation, we take fluoride in test tube, okay, so that we can inhibit glycolysis. Now, last step is phosphoenol pyruvate to pyruvate by pyruvate kinase, irreversible step. Irreversible step, first I told you catalyzed by hexokinase, second catalyzed by phosphoroctokinase, and third this pyruvate kinase. Remaining all other steps are reversible. Now all kinase are transferase, require magnesium as cofactor, ATP is used or produced. In this ATP is produced. In this ATP is produced. Two molecules are there, so two ATPs are produced. Clear? So now in this, 2 ATP is produced by kinase, so this is also substrate level phosphorylation. Now, in anaerobic condition, 2 pyruvate molecules are further converted to 2 molecules of lactate by lactate dehydrogenase. Now we will discuss energetics. As I told you in initial 2 steps, by catalyzed by hexokinase and phosphoroctokinase, 2 ATPs are used. 4 ATPs are produced, 2 by phosphoglycerate kinase, 2 by pyruvate kinase by substrate level phosphorylation. So 4 ATP produced. 2 NADH are produced by glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate dehydrogenase. So net gain would be 2 ATP plus 2 NADH. and these two NADH will enter mitochondria in electron transport chain to form 2.5 ATP each. Yes, to form 2.5 ATP each. So yes, 2 into 2.5, 5 ATP. So net gain would be 2 plus 5, 7 ATP. Net gain by aerobic glycolysis, 7 ATP. A question was asked, in anaerobic glycolysis, write down anaerobic glycolysis, there is production of option A 2 NADH plus 2 ATP, option B 2 ATP. Yes, as you know, in anaerobic condition, these NADH will not be oxidized. This will not be oxidized, so these are not going to produce 5 ATP. Net gain would be 2 ATP only. Note option A, because in the last step, lactate dehydrogenase, these two NADH are reutilized. These two NADH are reutilized. Thank you.